Well, we haven't even started filming yet, and it's apparently lunchtime. Thank you very much. Come on then. I'd take that as a big hint. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all very well. She's out having her lunch now. Hopefully, that'll keep her quiet for a few minutes and I can record this introduction. I hope you're all very well. I'm Betty. I make videos and that I post every Friday about things that I love, which is basically just cats, plants, snacks, and old knickknacks that I found out in the thrift stores, flea markets, charity shops, car boot sales, online, and well, anywhere else on the wild, really. So this week, I am going to show you checks notes. See, I do plan this. I know you might find it hard to believe, but I do actually write a script. There it is. It's not really a script. So, yeah, I'm going to show you some things that I found this week. Maybe I'll hold this with two hands because I've got coffee shakes. Can I just say it's so dark? It's so dark and gloomy. Yesterday was like a summer's day. Hang on, I can hear some scratching. I might have to go investigate because this sounds like trouble to me. Yeah, yesterday was like a summer's day. It was absolutely scorching. Everyone was in their summer frocks. Today, it's still quite warm, but it's dark and miserable and horrible and drizzly and rainy. So I've got the big light out for the first time this season. So yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, what I'm going to show you. I've got some things that I've... Honestly, I am a professional. I just don't know what in. Some things that I've found out in the wild. Some new old things that I found. I'll show you those. I've got some things that I found in my stash that I didn't realise I had. But I've been going through because I need to clear out some stuff. So I've been busy doing that all week, amongst other things. And yeah, I had some revelations there, which were quite exciting. And also I've been putting together sort of maximalist jewellery looks. And I've sold quite a few collections, actually, on Vinted. I just need to clear out some of the hoard. It's ridiculous. It's crates and crates, and I'm just getting so old. I can't lift them and move them. And I'm always moving, lifting and shifting things. There's always something in the way, and I've always put it there. So, no, there's stuff that I probably won't wear. Loved to look at, but I've put it together in a sort of shop the look. So I'll show you those, and that's but sorry, the scratching and scratching out beyond in the yonder. Oh no, here she comes. Da-dump, 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 da-dump. Begonia, what have you been doing? Begonia? This is very suspicious. I'm going to have to go and investigate. Back in a second. Begonia, what have you been up to? What have you done? Oh, I see. Right, okay, fair enough. Let's move on. Are you refreshed? Yes. You've had something to eat as well, I can tell. Action at both ends. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Oh. Love you. Oh. Right then. First thing I got was this fantastic piece of gothic nightmarish dream. Isn't that amazing? Got it in a charity shop, so it's pre-loved. I wouldn't go out and murder a peacock for it. But I was sort of talked into it, to be honest. It is amazing. And it's sort of, she's got that sort of terrifying, dark void aesthetic, if you know what I mean. And it's a wreath, obviously. It's peacock feather. But I thought that as soon as I put it down in the house, our kid would sit right in the middle of it and it would be like some fantastic midnight escapade, inspiration for a fantastic story. But she sniffed it and she just walked off, which is a surprise because normally she's just all about things. Begonia, do you want to try again? I can hear her moving around. She's doing things. Things that I don't understand. Secret things. Cat things. Can you hear? She's digging. She's digging for something. Probably gold. Or she's burying a body. And as she never leaves the house, it's not going to be animal. It might be a vegetable. I don't know. So anyway, carrying on. Yeah, so look. There we are. Look at that amazing iridescence. Ooh. So I have listed it for sale on eBay. If you're a regular here, you'll know that I'm not a reseller or a trader. I just sell a few pieces to sort of, keep myself out of the depths of the hoard. And yeah, so if this doesn't sell, I'll happily keep it, make a little display out of it. And I think it was probably from a Google search, either from John Lewis or Gisela Graham. And originally, I think they were about £45, £50. I've listed it for 30. Begonia, what's going on? Sorry to be distracted. I'll just try and ignore what the trouble is. Yeah. So I got that. I also, in a different shop, but on the same day, got this. That's a guilty skulk if ever I saw one. Oh, look at that. In that lush. It's a vintage French, sort of Bristol blue, I'd call that. A Bristol blue apothecary jar or a candy jar. Store anything you like in it, really. There we go. And I've got a collection of the amber glass ones, and I've got one really beautiful green one with a big stopper, and this is my first blue one. I've also listed this for £20, which is what they go for. But again, if I keep it, I keep it. No problem. That's that. These I got because I didn't know what they were, and I thought they were batons from a Christmas Nutcracker toy statue. You know, the huge ones, the ones that are about 8 foot tall, and they stand there like that. But it turns out that they are, excuse me while I get my notes, they are, excuse me if I pronounce this incorrectly, dandia sticks. Dandia sticks, and they're Indian dance percussion sticks. So that was interesting. That was a nice little research journey down Google. I also got, oh, you see, they came in this bag, which I thought, Christmas, it was good to find out. I also got a new Christmas bauble, which is a gorgeous sort of burnt orange, gold, dark orangey gold seashell plastic bauble, obviously. But the most exciting thing that happened was I, along with several other women, had been looking at this particular item in a certain charity shop for weeks, if not a few months. And it was in one of the charity shops that has the worst reputation in the country. They're an international charity and they are thoroughly corrupt. Obviously, I'm not going to name them, but if you don't know, it wouldn't take much to find out who they are. And there's a really dreadful culture within the shops as well. So it's not a great, it's not a great sort of treasure hunting experience, which is mostly what I do it for. However, I was standing with two women I didn't know, and we were looking at this thing a couple of months ago, and we couldn't decide what it was and where it was from. And it was so overpriced. I know it doesn't sound much when I say it, but at the time in the charity shop, because they are so terrible at overpricing broken bits of old tat, we were both, there was three of us, we were all sort of a little bit, oh, shame on them. And it was £8. That was the price they were charging, and it's broken. Well, it's not broken, it's got a little chip. And they sort of convinced me not to buy it because it was just ridiculously overpriced. And I agreed with them. And I thought about it every now and again, wondering, what is it? What is it? What do you do with it? Where's it from? It was quite sort of, it was, I wasn't obsessing about it, but it was definitely, you know, I'd connected with it. I'd formed a sort of a bond with it in my mind. And I hadn't gone back to the charity shop because it's such a terrible experience. Anyway, I went in the other day because I was just desperately trying to stay out of trouble. And it was reduced to half price. Some might say that's still £4 too much. Some might say that's £10 too much. Some might say that you'd have to pay them to take it. However, not I. I loved it. So I thought, all right, you old scoundrels, you can have £4 for this. And there we are. Still don't know what it is really, but after about an hour, I found out who made it. It is by Anthony, or as he was known as, Tony Bristow, and it was made in Malta. When I first saw it, I thought, is that Polynesian? Is that sort of like a Polynesian ghost type character? Or is it the Canadian First Nation legend of the Haida bear? You know, the bear symbol with the sort of grinning chop with a grinning mouth. There you go, there's a good look. And I still don't know, but I know who made it. So it was Tony Bristow of Malta, and he was a potter, a very successful one, a mid-century British potter from the Isle of Wight, and he was creating work on the Isle of Wight in a studio between 1961 and 1967, and that was the Bonchurch pottery. By the late 60s, I imagine, like all of us, me in particular, he'd had enough of England and was spending his winters in Malta. And the more I learn about Malta and all the fantastic mid-century art that came out of it, it must have been an absolute paradise. Late 60s. You know, all that Moda jewellery that I showed you last week that I absolutely adore, and all the ceramics, the fashion, everything. It must have been some sort of idyllic fantasy island. Oh, the thought of being there now is just, oh, it's a little bit heartbreaking. Anyway, I might just be making that up. It might not have been that great, but probably was. And yeah, so by the late 60s, he was producing pieces like this in a studio in Malta. And it is some sort of, you see, look at the lid. I don't know. This is just me making this up, but it sort of looks like it's been inspired by Mayan or Aztec celestial, not prophecy, but you know, the sort of Mayan calendar, and the stars, the constellations, they look like stars from that angle, but pyramids from this angle. And also ears, an eye, and it's sort of like a matte glazed on the outside with that classic 60s mid-century brown, green, sort of mossy olive high gloss glaze inside. And where's the chip? No, there. There's the chip. I mean, it's a chip, but it's relatively incidental, considering, really, when you think 34, 50, over 50 years old. And inside, oh, there's that glaze again. I've got glass in this colour, and I never get tired of looking at it. They're amazing. I'll get them out. I should have got them out this week. next time or another time. But there's a strange design situation going on here. So if this is for soup or for eating out of, that's a terrible idea, because that's actually hollow in the handle, and I don't know how you're supposed to get that clean. And someone's obviously stored, I don't know if they've had a plant in it, because that's like some sort of spicy soil. It's nothing sinister. It's nothing that begonia might bury. But yeah, you would never be able to get that out if you were using it to eat. So I don't know, really. I think it's probably more just aesthetic. Or what it would be fantastic as is a sort of a tiki party nut holder. You know, you could put walnuts and Brazil nuts in there for Christmas. Isn't that amazing? Grrr. I see this face every morning around about 5 o'clock when it's breakfast time. And I was looking on Etsy and everywhere for ages. I was looking for hours, actually. And the only one I could find, let me just find it for you. Oh, have a good look while I'm just, no, I'm not going to find it, was a blue one. Bear with, here we are. He's still watching, he's still there. And that is it. And they're asking 135 for it. I think they are in, was that from Sweden? Or Denmark, maybe. I can't remember where this seller is based, but there is the blue one. And there's more of the tiki style pots. That's like a mug. Come on, there we are. Bristol Pottery, Malta. So I'm absolutely thrilled about that. I'm so happy to have it. It's not for sale, it's for me. And I'll probably put it with my very small but very charming mid-century brown collection. I know, brown, but come on. Next, something that I've had in the house probably for about 2 years, and I bought them because you had to, but they weren't my style at the time, and I love the way things come around, especially my taste. All of a sudden, I've been tripping over these things for 2 years and moving them around from under cabinets and sort of stuffed behind things in the stairway. And I've just had a proper look at them now, because I was thinking, how am I going to get rid of these? And I absolutely love them. Oh my God. Absolutely, totally smitten. They are vintage. I believe they're 1980s. And I just think the further away from the 80s we get, the better. Obviously, it always works like that. And I love the 80s aesthetic, but some of the 80s stuff is just still a bit too real for me, because obviously I was there. But these, all of a sudden, they're just so vibrant, and I thought they were, in my mind, I thought I just bought them because they were cats, and I thought they were a bit faded and just a bit too meh, but they're not, they're amazing. So Linda Jane Smith and this whole scene is the dream. So, don't be so worried. Oh, I think it's because he's being woken up. It's a bad idea. And the next one. Oh, look at that. Just to be in amongst that would be to be in the happiest place on earth, wouldn't it? Yeah, I've seen that look too. 3 kittens. Oh, fantastic. The composition is just beautiful. Gorgeous. And these colours would have just not really blown my hair back, but I'm moving into a much softer palette, and I don't know what that means. I mean, I say that, wait till you see what's coming. I talk a lot of old shite most of the time. I mean it when it comes out my mouth, but then, when I review it, I realise it's just nonsense. And the last one of the three, adorable. Look at all those little trash can cats. Oh my God. You can all come and live with me. This one's a bet. That's an otter. Oh, is that the... I wonder if this is a theme where one has its eye closed and this one too. I don't know. But isn't it just adorable? I love it. I'm going to have to find a place for them. What I might have to do, now I've realised how good they are, is redecorate a room for the 10th time. Just so I can put these up and they look good. So that's what I'll have to do. Right then, next. Oh, she's discovered the peacock wreath. What do you think, love? Do you like it? It could be your bed if you want to. You could curl up in the middle of it. Oh, we could make some amazing spell. Shall we cast a spell? Or maybe a curse? That's more like it. Right, okay. What I'm going to show you next is what I've been busy doing. Ferreting away upstairs in the crates. Putting it together. Oh no, that's not. Some looks. Some maximalist necklace styles. And I've had those listed on Vinted and I've sold about 5 collections. They're not very expensive, but they're just, people just seem to like the way they're put together. And yeah, I've sold, some of them sold in seconds, well, minutes. And I'm pleased about that. I can tell you, I'm thrilled. And got those over there. So here we go. I'll get them out and I'll put them on there and I'll just show you. That's all. There'll be not much to say, just lots to look at. So here we go. So there's one. That's sort of a monochrome industrial statement style. And 2 bracelets and 1, 2, 3, 4 necklaces. And yeah, I mean, I've got it up for about £10 or something like that. And this is the sort of thing that sold very quickly. I had a fantastic collection that I put together, which was a vintage Madonna style beads, chains, faux pearls and a cross, which was what I called Gothic Victorian vampire chic. And that was just like dust within seconds it went. And the woman who bought it loved it. She said it was amazing. So that really inspired me. I got quite excited and I love doing it. I've really had a good time. It's been so therapeutic going through crates and crates and crates of jewellery that I won't wear and just bringing it back to life, if you pardon the expression. Bringing the old vampires back to life. So I'll do a next one. And this one is another vintage collection of Victorian Gothic vampire chic. That choker is a vintage Freedom from Topshop faux suede lace-up choker. It's very broad and it's very vampire-y, very gothic. I love it. It's got that sort of faux suede texture. It's very small though. I would wear it even though I'm not a goth. I think I'm a goth inside. I think my soul is sort of like a dead vampire. But I don't dress like one. But I love the aesthetic. Absolutely love it. Maybe I might go into a massive goth phase. And then this one, this is fantastic. It's all costume. Massive big faux rock in the middle, gem, surrounded by flowers and leaves. And do you remember, oh my God, do you remember these were everything and everywhere? Y2K, very late 90s, Y2K. I remember where I was and the people I was with, and I was living on my boat. And it was about 1999. And we were all sort of hanging out in Spitalfields Market and Greenwich, and this was like a thing. Netted beads was the thing, and at the time I thought they look like balls in tights. But now I look at it, I think it's gorgeous. Oh, the hindsight thing, isn't it? And 2 sets of vintage beads. But I love that look. Come into my castle, young man. Don't mind her. Right, this one I've got really cheap. I think I've got the whole lot for up for a £5, and but you get that lovely sort of wrapped bracelet as well and the bangles with it. But what's interesting is that's a Bendelisi double strand necklace there. It's quite damaged, which is a shame, but I think that's also vintage Bendelisi. Oops. But it's quite chipped. I still like it. I still think it's got a really good look, sort of like a gothic geometric thing. I might add more to this actually. I don't think that's enough in the bundle. I might put some more things in it. So yeah, next. Achha. Oh. Well, hello there, madam. How are you? You look fabulous. Do you know what? I think it's too bright for the light. Let's turn that. Is that better? Is that any better? I'm not sure. It's so razzle dazzle. Sorry, I'm just trying to move this big light. There we go. That's a little bit more relaxed looking viewing. Isn't it amazing? So that's 1 starburst choker, 2, 3, 4, that's all one, 5 necklaces. And those necklaces individually are funky cool. But all together, oh, it's just super duper Gary Cooper. I love this look. I have spent too long putting these things together. Ah, what the hell, we're all going to get washed away. And this is going to be saved from landfill. And just, oh, do you know what? When I do this and I look at it, it's so gorgeous. I want to bloody keep it. I wonder if I could get away with wearing this for one day. No, bag it. Get it in the bag. Look. Next one, oh, lovely, soft, natural, earthy tones. Quite sort of arty. Little bit flower powery. I think this is not necessarily handmade, but I think it's artisan made. And I think it's probably vintage too. I think it's 80s because I had something very similar, but it was a massive sort of raver glass enamelled flower, which I bought before I even got a job. And it was about 90 quid in the maybe 1989. I know, shameful. Didn't give a shit. Don't give much of a shit now, to be honest. And it was something similar, but it was metal. The chain was metal. Where is it? I must find it. And the flower, glass, spectacular. Bought it in Phoenix of Bond Street. I think that's where I got it. Does that exist? Yeah. It was a big department store anyway. So yeah, but that's wood. It's seen a little bit of action, but that could be easily touched up. And all sort of soft wood materials. And this is a lovely big slice of naturally banded agate. And it looks nice and natural. It's like a big slab there. But when you actually look through it, oh, go on, please come off easily. Yes. When you actually look through it, look at that. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? The universe in there. Num, 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 num. I've just spotted, that's like that sort of volcanic stone dyed, and those are wood. But this one, I didn't realise. I think that's that rolled paper. Yeah. Those are handmade. That's a nice, lovely colour, like conker colour. Those vintage earrings go with it too, with that collection. So there's a wooden bangle. I think that's teak. I think that's a vintage teak bangle. Beautiful tones. And those are clip-on earrings. Massive. Honestly, I love this. I mean, That that just looks so luxurious. And each of these necklaces are lovely by themselves. Each one is like a wooden, vintage or relatively modern um, strand, single strands and multi strands. But all together, they just look like some fantastic African queen. Isn't that amazing? To get the look together, I mean, you know, they're all just your regular sort of high street necklaces. I'm forgetting to speak because I just think it's so fantastic. Apart from this little diamond in here, it's a natural diamond, it's nature's diamond. It's a little pod, it's a little seed pod, and all of these are natural little seeds. I don't know what kind. I wonder if they'd grow. Wouldn't that be amazing? Oh my God. But I just think this looks like it's come out of a fantastic tomb, you know, like an Egyptian queen's tomb. And this pod, hang on, it's percussive. So there we are. There's a bracelet with lovely little hand-painted details in there. Super stretchy, nice and strong, elastic though. There's a matching necklace and bracelet in there. Single strands of multi-tone wood, little glass ones, and underneath here at the bottom, I think that is thick coconut shell. And it has like a sort of glassy texture. So that's what I say. That I'm just like obsessed with putting everything on. Just pile it all on. The heavier, the better. You need a very strong neck. But look, that looks like runway. Better than runway. That looks like Mother Nature. It is. It's Mother Nature. Oh my God. I'm going to have to put this on. Right, I've calmed down a bit. And if you have a ton of costume jewellery that you've got in jewellery bags from the flea market and you don't think that you'd wear them individually, the pieces individually, and I mean, it's difficult to sell these things. I don't sell them individually, but you know, you would have to list them for £1 or £2, and the shipping for the buyer would be about £5. So it's sort of not really worth it. But if that massive mega Mother Earth statement's too much for you, I've just got 3 little necklaces here that I've got out of my jewellery haul. And I mean, that is stunning in its own right. That is lovely. But it looks like, you know, just your regular sort of high-end high end of the high street necklace, you know, Marks and Spencer's, maybe, you know, sort of Debenham style thing. But if you put something else with it, all of a little sudden, if you can get it on over the ruffles and the pins, bear with. Oh. Interesting. Oh, those colours look amazing together. Don't they look gorgeous? Because these things, I've got about 20 of these that were just all loose in jewellery bags, and they're probably churned out of a Chinese factory to emulate Murano, or they could be Murano. It's impossible to tell really. But this one's nice. It's got some lovely sort of soft berry colours in it with a gold swirl, and they're glass, they're handmade, but I can't tell the difference between, you know, a fast buck and a handmade artisan piece. And this lovely Harry Styles style big chunky choker. Those 3 got a look. Sometimes you've got a look that's in focus. Isn't that gorgeous? Far more understated and just really, really unique, stylish, stunning, interesting. If I saw a woman wandering about with this cacophony going on. I go, excuse me, hello. Very nice to meet you. Let's have a cup of tea. We have things to talk about. Will you be my friend? I'm sorry, Magonia. So right, sorry about that. You see, that's what happens when you spend most of your time alone in the house talking to yourself, but not. I'm absolutely fine. Don't worry about me at all. However, I have piled on a load more beads. So this is that ethnic purple collection. That's better. Don't you think that's better? I do. There's that big Harry Styles style chunky choker. Put on a little shell number. There's that Murano style, Murano-esque pulled glass pendant. There's the big one underneath, and green, multi, pretty. It's quite Laura Ashley-ish, isn't it? Sort of Laura Ashley farmhouse. And another glass and wood one. And these have got hearts with a little sort of flowers in there. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. Is it there? Just about. Just about. Sort of stars and flowers inside. So they all complement each other. Oh, so each necklace, each strand individually isn't nothing to write home about. Together, something to blow your hair back. Oh, I just love it. I just love that maximalist, more is more, decadent boho chic. It's like that late 70s Kate Bush character that would live in Portobello. I know what would go with this. That long purple silk coat I found. Oh. Wuthering Heights. I need to run out on the moors in it all. No, I don't. sit in the house. Listen to Kate Bush on YouTube, innit? Isn't that gorgeous though? I just can't stop staring at it. And the next one, I'm just literally putting these together now. These last three I've put together from the stash I had that I washed last night. All came out of the crates. And this is a really lovely sort of neutral boho festival style, but it's also super, super chic. They just together look so decadent and luxurious. That is very calming. That's very peaceful. And I've had this. I bought this by itself because it's so gorgeous and funky, and it wasn't out of a jewellery bag, and I just put it on there. So look, see if that goes. Does that go? Probably not. Does it go? No, maybe. Get rid of that one. Nah. Just doesn't go. It should be neutral. Look how natural these are. Aren't they gorgeous? And again, you know, this would be 50p on the flea market. Oh, I can't even put a price on them really. Time-wise, about 2 weeks worth of work. Solid 16-hour days. Oops. I was just doing the last one and it was a bit wet, so I've put a rust mark on my blouse, on my Victorian vampire white blouse. So I'm going to have to whip this off and get it soaked. So that was the last collection, the one I've just shown you. And I've got one last thing to show you, which is a bit of a special individual piece. Back in a second. Right then, we're all good. It's upstairs soaking and the rust came out, so no damage done at all. And the final piece de resistance, the finale, is ta-da! I've had this probably about 2 years. You might remember when I bought it. I can't remember when I bought it. And I knew when I saw it that it was special, but I didn't know how special, which is my favorite thing to find. You know, when you just get like a little vibration from it. And I think it was from a charity shop. Genuinely can't remember where. I've just got a vision of me holding it in my hand somewhere not far away, but beyond that, can't remember. Definitely thrifted or flea marketed, thrifted. Didn't buy it online, and I just thought it was incredible, but thought it might have been put together as a, you know, like a home piece from an Etsy maker, you know, someone who has a lot of talent and had a brilliant idea and put it together in Etsy, but didn't really take it any further. So wrong. I was so wrong. It's actually an artisan piece by Sobral. Let me check. Sobral, correct. Who was the artist? They were the creator for the company Jackie Brazil. Not that I'm checking my notes because I can't retain any information at all anymore. So it's by the artist Sobral for the company Jackie Brazil, who are a company in Brazil, obviously, that make wearable art. That's their tagline, wearable art. And obviously, they're famous. I didn't know. People collect the pieces. And it's just absolutely incredible. And it is super, super eco. All the acrylic pieces are made from recycled plastics and acrylics. And it's hand strung together by people who are paid a fair wage in their country. And there's buttons, there's sort of big slathers of acrylic. There are pieces that have been made especially for it. I'll get to the secret face in a minute. Start at the bottom though. But look, this one, such a beautiful colour. It's like deep diving in the ocean, but an ocean that's not polluted. And that's got a gold leaf in it, which is possibly a sweet wrapper, which would be divine. Again, here's another one. Every single bead and every single necklace is individual, unique. So buttons, lovely. That's like a tortoiseshell effect, look. And there's more magic in here. Little universes in each stone. And pyramids, circles. 4 pyramids there, a great big button. And coming to it, this is the magic piece. This is the special secret piece. It has a hidden face inside and a flower. There we go. Can you see the face? There, and the flower here. Hang on. It's a little bit spooky, but I love it. I had no idea, and it was only from researching the piece and other pieces online. I saw one that was advertised that had a secret little thing inside, a little toy, that I thought I'd have a look at mine. And when I saw the face, I almost keeled over. It was amazing. I was standing on the top landing. It was in the middle of the night. The chandelier was on. I was just mesmerized. I couldn't believe it. I was sort of buzzing. That's what I was. I was buzzing. And then I searched and searched and searched every single bead, but I happened to start at this bead and I went this way around, and the last bead was the one I was looking for. There's the signature of Sobral. Sobral, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. There we go. Gotcha. Sobral. Amazing. And yeah, so I just love that. I had it in my house, in my life, in my collection for I don't know how long. Ages. Oh God, come on. Ah, you swine. Hang on. Oh, it sort of looks even better on the black. Yeah, I like it. Oh, it's very mysterious. It's like a midnight ocean at night. Had to be done. If you're going to go full maximalist, wear a peacock wreath. Do you know what? That might fit on my head. It'll probably be on my head tonight. So there we go, my friends. Survived another week. Well done. We're all here. If you enjoyed this nonsense, me rambling away about all knickknacks and beads, please subscribe. It would mean the absolute world. It would be amazing. It's completely free. All you do is just press subscribe. Nothing happens to you. My life changes for the better immeasurably. Leave a comment. I love getting your messages. Absolutely love it. And if I've missed any, I'm sorry. It's my computer skills. I look for all your messages to make sure that I've replied. But if you leave a message and I've missed it, I beg your pardon. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Give me a nudge. Give me a push. Say excuse me. And also, if you give me a thumbs up, that would be amazing. So thanks again. Have a fantastic week. Go and find some great big statement multi-strand bibs of your own. Or you can buy mine if you like. But only if you live in England, and most of you I know don't. So I'm just here for the show, just for the party. Thanks again so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.